Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of the French National Championships. It's turned into a lovely early afternoon here, just outside Nantes. And we are back in the women's division, featuring the local asses and hometown heroes, Détonnantes, up against Queen Kong, women's team of Monkey Grenoble. Benji Rees here with you once more on the comms. Good to have you joining. Got Détonnantes, the elephant on the jersey, wearing the green, starting the game on defense, with Queen Kong in the grey with the fuchsia, we'll call them, shorts, going from right to left and beginning the game on offense. And immediately opening it up, looking deep, right in stride, but looks at the end zone. Looking for a nice, quick, clean hold. And the handler takes off into the upline space, and they find a way to squeeze it in to Kathleen Maillard. And the monkey players in front of me, very pleased with that start to the game. So if there was any thoughts of maybe a partisan home crowd, not sure we've got that. Oh, I tell you what as well, it looks like Neva Dassato got a piece of that. In weather like this, and the sun is beginning to really blaze down out here, it is important to remember to sun cream up. Mercifully, I am sat in our little commentary booth, so I do not have to, because I would be pretty soon the same colour as the coral jerseys that we've been given. Détonnantes on offense now for the first time. Nice high release backhand over the top there. Julie Golot makes the catch under a little bit of pressure. One of the two Golots on this team. Reset to de Mortier. Nice around break here. Manon de Palma with that bulky knee brace on her right leg. Into the center. Le Poutre makes the catch. Out to space. Felix Shardlow. And tries to go towards the end zone. Undershot. Henri Gollier steals it away. Wolf into space. And Burrell not leaving any doubt with what she wants to do, shooting for the end zone, and it's a touch too far for Cécilia Lancien. But as you can tell, the crowd still like the endeavour and that willingness to try and put it deep early on. It's really nice having ultimate with a little bit of a crowd as well, generating some atmosphere. Just makes it a much more fun spectacle. Gollier shooting this one deep, a couple of receivers underneath it and just about rescued. That might have to go back on a pick. Onto a lovely warm day here. It's a little bit muggy, but not really much wind. Pretty much dream ultimate conditions, you'd have to say. Disc is going to stay where it is, and it's checked back in. Reset to Guyot. Rigolier. Back to Guyot. Goes down low for that backhand towards the far sideline. Zoé Papelier makes the catch, but it's a pick. Did it affect is going to be the question. Now the defender expects the cut to come all the way up line, oversells it a little bit. And actually they're deciding that that pick did affect, so it is going to go back into the hands of Guyot. Just checked in. Oh, leaning on that inside flick. Beautiful to Burrell. And then just simple toss into the front of the end zone. That one is going to count. Tiffany Champetier making the catch to make it 2-0 to Queen Kong. Who, they're not monkeying around. They mean business. Really zips that inside forehand in there. And faking that around to really draw the mark over. And opens the space towards the front of the end zone for the goal. Strong start here from Queen Kong. For those of you kind of unfamiliar with French geography, and I will admit to not being great at it, Grenoble it's a long way away. It's in the French Alps, I think. I might have to ask the monkey players in front of me, but it's a fair old distance. So to be able to travel all that way and still get a good performance is very creditable. Poole skims across the turf. Mario will pick up for Détonnantes. Trying to get their first point on the board. A little bit of a spin, and the upline pass for Barranger is overshot. Trying to run the give-go in the backfield. Eventually they get the around break off. Here's Richard. Richard wants to put it deep. Played slightly, but well read by Bert. Continuing to the end zone. I think it's going to be undershot. And very nearly got a D on one earlier, but this time Dassato is able to get in there and disrupt the disc. Just didn't quite get that one out early enough maybe, or lead the receiver far enough into space. Well, Monkey able to get it right back. Queen Kong, I should say. Here's Bert. On the doorstep now with Busler. Busler wants to shoot it in the upline space. But again, another good goal line stand from Détonnantes. Nice break around towards the far sideline to find Julie Goulot. Into the center, and there were just a couple of players there. Crossed over each other and maybe got in each other's way. But Twizel got hands on it but couldn't reel it in. Taking the free reset to start the possession. Couple of options. Goes towards the far side for Richard. Richard breaks back in towards the center of the pitch. Here's Moyer. Moyer, maybe a little bit tipped and perhaps saw it late and difficult to get down that low that quickly for Garot. Nice break through the middle of the pitch. Chantal puts it deep and too deep in the end. Eldin couldn't reel it in. Just not quite having those connections early in this game at Détonnantes. Garot. Back to Bert. On the far sideline, nice little upline there to Bert, demonstrating where she wants her receivers. He's got the swing available. Takes it. De Leon. Low, but reeled in. Richard doesn't want the first continuation or the second. Instead, tries to redirect the traffic back towards the far sideline, towards the front cone, not in quite yet. Garot on the doorstep, finds the goal to Emilie Busler. And that's 3-0 now to Queen Kong. They have started this game in a red-hot form. And Détonnantes look a little bit rocked. You can see already maybe the impact that the larger roster for Queen Kong is having, because you're able to keep players fresher. Whereas Détonnantes, already a couple of slightly weary faces looking like they might have to go back out there. Of course, a goal quickly changes things all over. It's a lot easier to feel that energy coursing through your veins if you've just caught the goal, got your team's first point of the game. Laurent Guyot pulls for Queen Kong, and the ball's going to drift out of the far sideline and out of bounds. Détonnantes bring it in from the brick mark. It's Baranger. They're really poaching that reset. And Détonnantes take it. Chantal to Manon de Palma. Palma down the far sideline, that's going to be a pick. And that'll go back into De Palma's hands. Slap of hands there. I think we're nearly ready to rock and roll once more. Nice snag there by Baranger, another pick downfield. Need to sort the spacing of this stack a little bit more, perhaps. Baranger wants to put it and went right through the middle of the pitch. Julie Goulot was closest to reeling it in, but I think she saw it late. Queen Kong could extend their advantage here, but they'll have to go the full length of the field. Nice inside break to start to Wolf. Wolf continues. Raimondo. Back into Wolf's hands. This is going to be some chase, but made comfortably. Here's Guyot. Taking the swing into the center of the pitch. It's a continuation there, well taken. Papelier. Towards the far sideline, Rigolier. Nice outstretched hand from Wolf, reels it in, looks at the end zone. There's an option right there at the front of the end zone. Taken to Cruzak. That'll make it 4-0, much to the delight of the monkey men in front of me. Queen Kong racing away with this early. Game could have been a potential banana skin for Queen Kong, but so far they're dealing with it brilliantly. 4-0 they lead. Must admit, maybe a little bit surprised that Détonnantes haven't called one of their timeouts yet. Today, each women's team gets 1 timeout per half. And 4-0 down feels like maybe a good time to call it, but evidently players and coach for Détonnantes happy to keep going out there. Pull goes up from Queen Kong. De Palma will pick up for Détonnantes. Fakes the deep, and then a beautiful inside backhand. Cuts through the pitch. De Palma gets it back. She tries to power a comeback here. Puts it out to space for Dasato. Oh, gets the defender biting too much. It opens up the space for the around, and it's slightly too far out in front of Gaël Eldin. Feels like that should have been the score, but De Palma maybe put too much on it. Sold the defender all the way down the river with that fake. Here was the beautiful inside-out backhand to open the possession. But a simple focus drop there. Garot maybe took her eyes off it. This will give brilliant field position for Détonnantes to get their first point of the game. Going for the around break, and just too tall for the receiver. Agonizing for Détonnantes. Still, the search for that first score escapes them. Richard. Dishes the disc off. De Lyon. Really zips that one, and Bert goes to ground to save it. Brilliantly caught, and immediately rips it deep as well. Receiver there, couldn't quite track it. Just escaped the grasp of Durandar, but this might be a foul. Back legs caught a little bit there. Feels like it's a catch that was there to be made. Wow, it really does just about escape the fingertips, and I think it's going to be contested and sent back. That was the hand signal I saw from the game advisor on the far side. Uncontested foul. Durandar will get the disc right on the end zone line. Alice Moyer is right to her left-hand side. Tries to cut to the open side, plants, comes back to the break. And Moyer with that luminous orange hat. Actually looks like it matches our jerseys up here in the booth completely accurately. Does get the goal, and that'll make it 5-0 to Queen Kong. A regal performance so far from the women of Grenoble. There we are. There are the aforementioned. They look quite pink on the stream, but in the flesh there's a little bit more orange. They are the coral-coloured staff volunteer jerseys. So 5-0 Queen Kong lead. And Laurent Guyot with a strong pull. Détonnantes still searching for that first point in this game. Big point from Pertuizel. Nice break around. That looked pretty picky to me. Amélie Chantal was the player who caught the disc, but could see that the marker Champetier clearly blocked, although obviously inadvertently. Disc check back in. Ballanger wants the deep, decides against it. Goes short to Eldin. Back to Ballanger. High release through the center of the pitch. Wow, somehow thread the needle there. And now she's going to look deep. Surely this one is going to work. Just about rolls it round the receiver. And Ballanger finds Tasserton. That'll be the first score of the game for Détonnantes, but they still trail 5-1. But that's going to be a big morale booster to not be shut out in this first half. A couple of defenders got suckered in to that shot through the middle, did the right thing, dish it back off to the free player, and was able to shoot it deep, where Das Arto made the catch for the goal. Still a pretty tough task, a tall order to come back in this game, but it's not over just yet. Détonnantes with the pull. De Leon picks up, and it looks like a little bit of zone here from Détonnantes. Well, continually coming out on offense. Maybe they didn't feel they had the opportunity to set it up, but now finally put that 0 point in, coming out on defense. Going to try things a little bit differently here. De Leon. Got it beyond halfway. Have Queen Kong. And now Zarate on this near side. Wants to squeeze this one down the side. Narrow channel. It was a tough throw to be made there to Lucille Richard. Could have been made, but was just too much on it in this occasion. Détonnantes to pick up through de Mortier. De Mortier with a nice around break. Underneath to Le Poutre. Poutre has to go into the center of the pitch there, and the receiver had to hold up. And Meillard greedily gobbled it away. Player wide open at the front of the end zone is Zarate. I think she ended up straddling the line. A little bit more presence of mind, and that would have been the goal. Little pop pass as the reset to De Leon. Might take another reset here to Meillard. Forcing them back. Good red zone stand here. Busler. Goes back to Meillard. Cutter comes free. Still not quite in the end zone just yet. It's Richard up line, and eventually they get it to stick to Kathleen Meillard. That'll be 6-1. Could have had the point a little bit earlier, but Zarate straddled that end zone line. But they didn't get flummoxed or flustered by that. We're happy to stay patient, take the resets that are available to them, and eventually that handler strikes up line for the goal. 1 point away from half now, Queen Kong. Pull goes up from Guillaume of Queen Kong. Détonnantes receiver ready to receive is Barranger, who threw the assist for Détonnantes' first goal. Again, you can see that third handler mark is sagging off, trying to clog the space in the middle of the field. Excellent low catch made there by Pertuizel. Loses her hat in the process. Zipped into Eldin. Back to Barranger. Looks like she wants the deep, but instead throws underneath to Manon De Palma, and that's going to be another pick. Don't think it affected this throw, so this will probably stay with De Palma. I think you may have seen a bag of Petit Pois being brought to the sideline to serve as ice. Here's De Palma. Another lefty. Takes a long reset to Mario. Pertuizel. De Palma. Shoots that through. Dassato. Dished off on the far sideline and shot deep with a nice bit of air under it. Beautiful shape on that throw. Well wheeled in. Détonnantes feel like they finally got something cooking on offense. Hélène Pertuizel catching the goal. Archie had a fantastic layout snag earlier in the possession. The question for Détonnantes is, have they given Monkey too large of a lead? And we're just seeing that shot down the sideline. Just a little bit of inside-out shape on it. And it's a beautiful dish to catch for Hélène Pertuizel. So 6-2. Queen Kong lead. If they can put in this point, that'll take them to half. Games to 13 in the women's pool stage. 60-minute time cap with a 5-minute pause for half-time, where the clock is stopped. I've seen a cloud down at ground level, by which I mean someone's bought a big fluffy Samoyed dog, which I hope to get a colour shot of later. Can Queen Kong put in this point for half? Maillard. Dished off quickly. De Leon. Blades around the zone. She finds Berthe. Back to De Leon. And they're stretching it. There's a little force through this first line of defence. Rather than force the issue, just going to be a little bit more circumspect. Dishing off. Two players in the same space. Zarate catches. And Berthe backpedals. There's the big over the top towards this near side if they want it. Again, I think they're just going to try and be a little more solid perhaps in possession. Quickly popped to De Leon. De Leon more than happy to throw those blades towards Berthe on the far sideline. We've seen that a few times this possession now. Travel called, and I don't think that's going to be contested. Wanted to throw and go and then realised it wasn't there, so didn't release it. On the far sideline is Busler. Coming back to how about in the handling call. That was a little bit far, but reeled in by De Leon. They're being forced backwards well by the Détonnantes defence. That's a lovely find through, though. Durandard near the end zone. Will they stick with this zone? Seems like that's the plan. Can really stretch it towards this wing. Instead, opens up the space through the middle. And it's the first time that Alice Moyer had caught the disc all point. But it's the only catch you need to make if he can catch it in the end zone. And that will be 7-2 and half-time. And that is about as complete a half as you could hope to have if you are Queen Kong. What a way to finish it. Just calmly working their way through the zone. They got into a couple of high stalls, but found their way through nicely. And on a point where everyone touches the disc, that's a brilliant way to bring up half. So 7-2, Queen Kong of Grenoble leads Détonnantes from here in Nantes. We're going to take a little bit of a break for half-time, but don't go anywhere because the second half continues on the other side.
Hi, this is Vest. Me and my camera have been covering Ultimate Frisbee since 2012, and now I've been working with ULTI.TV, streaming Ultimate Frisbee for you. And if you become a patron member, we can offer you more contents, especially those games that they are not live stream and they're happening at the end of the game. Half of it I can move and go in there and stream live. So become a member, go on ULTI.TV.
Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of the French National Championships. Women's division action at the moment, where Queen Kong of Grenoble have a 7-2 half-time lead over Détonnantes of Nantes, which is where we are at the moment. You may have seen a few ads during half-time as well. If you are enjoying our coverage, a reminder to like, share and subscribe. There's a little bell button you can press if you want notifications whenever we go live. and help spread the word as ULTI.TV aims to bring you as much Ultimate as possible for free, whether that be live or on demand for posterity. And if that is something you want to support, then you can find out more info and become a patron on www.ulti.tv. Détonnantes will be receiving to begin the second half. And Wolf just to go with the backhand pull with a little bit of roll on it. Barranger picks up, and the second half is underway. Nice inside break to begin. Eldin looking for Barranger, she clears through, and the reset goes to De Palma. De Palma really rifles this one. Too far for the receiver to reel in. Early break chance in the second stanza of this game for Queen Kong. Takes the underneath option first up. Tries to shoot this down the sideline. Oh, went trailing edge, but got there in time before the sideline closed. Papelier. Rigolier. Now Burrell. Burrell finds Raymondot. Looks at the reset. Pretends to clear through. Plants comes back. There's a cutter free at the front of the end zone. And that's going to be as about as comfortable a catch as Wolf will make all weekend for the goal. Brilliant start to the second half for Grenoble. Starting as they played for most of the first. They're breaking for an 8-2 lead. I think maybe the defender there over-pursued that up line cut. There was already a teammate sitting in that space to prevent exactly that cut. So could have slow played that. Let the handler attack that space, that's fine. We've already got someone there. Instead, overcommitted and opened up the space to get the reset into the backfield. Bert is ready to pull here for Queen Kong. Down the center of the field. Barranger picks up. Finds Mario. Puts this one out into space. Floats a little bit, but well reeled in by Lise Romain. Wants Barranger, that's where she goes. Barranger winds and uncorks the arm. Receiver's open in the end zone and makes the catch for the goal. I think that's Neva Das Ato to make it 8-3. Going to be certainly pleasing for Détonnantes, although they got broken on the first point of this half. That their first point of the second period came much quicker than their first point of the first, by which point they were already 5-0 down. There is some cloud over in the distance, but make no mistake, it is warm out there and it is reasonably humid as well. Feeling a little bit sweaty and cloying up here in the media center. See the flags in the background. French Flying Disc Federation, SHAC, and Action contre la faim. Action against hunger, which helps to support and raise money to provide food for those most in need around the world. And there are discs available at this tournament to buy, with the proceeds going to those good causes around the world, be that places like Ukraine, the Middle East, wherever it is needed. Guillot fakes the hammer and got a few people biting on it as well. Rigolier. Going back across. Guillaume. They're attacking this zone with some pace and precision. Now faking to manipulate around that front line of defense. The around opens up low, and Wolf has to go to ground to save it. That allows the defenders a chance to close in a little bit. Just about gets that off round the mark. Rigolier. You might hear some sounds. There's some sort of inflatable being blown up close to us. That's the what sounds like a very large hairdryer. Laurent Guyot squeezes one down the sideline to Raimondo. Central to Wolf. Back to Raimondo, lays out but makes the catch. Awkward but reacted quickly enough. Nice around break there to Guyot. Staying calm. Staying sensible. Just about zip that one in there. Maybe I cursed them. And squeezing down the sideline. Finds the receiver at the back of the end zone. I think that's Guyot who made the catch for the goal in the end. Off the pass from Rigolier. And that'll be 9-3. Watch the replay again here. Commentator's curse isn't a thing, but that would have been good evidence to the contrary. Rigolier, however, just about gets there first and then rolls that flick around towards the back of the end zone where Guyot makes the comfortable catch. This ball's just going to land inbounds before sliding out, so it'll be taken from the sideline by Manon de Balma. And Badonger immediately powers up line, and in the power position, jacks it deep. Not quite in the end zone, but a good put nonetheless to Ameline Chantal. That one is completed under a little bit of pressure to Das Ato. Dance off to Badonger, trying to point where she wants, and blades towards the back of the end zone, and it's a touch too much. Chantal couldn't reel that one in. Trying to go out there and run and gun and make plays, but Badonger didn't quite get that one right. The initial put was really well weighted. The second, not so much. Here's Zarate on the far side. Offense looking a little bit confused. There's a poach if they can find it. Eventually they get it to Lucille Richard. Maillard. This one's going to sit a little bit, using that height in the matchup, Richard, to get up there a little bit earlier. Now, oh, it's bobbled and just about sticks in the hands of Durandard. Zarate turns to come underneath. Fakes the deep. There's a face mark on this reset handler. Just put it out into space. Eventually they do for Maillard. Doesn't like the first look. Zarate will probably power back underneath here. Indeed she does. Reset around, just about sticks in the claw of Maillard. Here's Bat. Oh, fakes the low release. De Palma bit on it. And then it does go at the second time of asking. And Richard finds Moyer. Feels so often that she's just hiding. She's lurking there, waiting for the mistake. But near the end zone, she is deadly for the 10-3 lead. You cannot afford to take your eyes off Moyer in the end zone, because the second you do, she's right there, timing that cut to perfection. Catching what must be at least her third goal this game. a cutter with that instinctual presence in the end zone can be worth their weight in gold, as Détonnantes are going to call a timeout here. So 10-3, Queen Kong of Grenoble leads Détonnantes of Nantes. Love the pun. Raced off to a 5-0 lead. And although Détonnantes have begun to string some things together, they still don't have the consistency that they would have liked. And Queen Kong look to close this game out. Score cap at 13 for these women's pool play games, so 3 more points will get Queen Kong the victory. There is still time for the comeback for Détonnantes, but the longer they leave it, the harder it gets. This weather looks like some fluid offense, and there was a little bit of separation for the put deep, but slightly overthrew the receiver. Feels like it's in that sort of game a lot of the time. There's a poach wide open as Ballanger tries to go roaming in that lane, searching for the block. It does, however, go downfield. Now on the far sideline is Rigolier. Rigolier resets to Guyot. Guyot to Burrell. Burrell fakes the backhand, deep shot. Doesn't take it. Instead, all goes short and somehow weaseled its way through the grasp of Cruzat. I think maybe she'd come so shallow that she thought the disc wasn't coming. Ballanger goes downfield and collects the dish. Slips a little bit, but regains her footing. Kind of takes up offline. They get the switch on the near side, but they don't pass it off towards the far. And that frees up Eldan as the reset handler. Back to Ballanger now. Ballanger to Demotier. Demotier towards the end zone at the second time of asking. Détonnantes are able to get the goal they desired via the hands of Améline Chantal. That'll be 10-4. Still a huge ask ahead of them, but 10-4 is a lot better than 11-3. Just gets low and just rolls it around the defender. Wolf didn't really have a chance. After a couple of summers, which didn't really happen from an ultimate point of view, as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's so nice to be back at tournaments and hear that buzz, hear the various cheers and chants around the ground. Just soak up the atmosphere. It's good to be back. Ball comes up from Détonnantes. Zarate runs past. And Maillard will pick up. Cutter takes off deep. Throws intended for Richard, but this invites a massive humanity underneath, from which Richard rises highest. How's that for repaying the trust that the handler showed in you? He gives it back to Maillard. Now trying to direct traffic downfield. Looking for Richard once more, dominant that point to make it 11-4. And that's the kind of the sheepish grin of Maillard, which is the, I think I might have got away with that a little bit. Certainly that first put, she put probably way too much air underneath it because there was a maelstrom of bodies clustered, waiting for it to drop. But Richard got up early and rose highest to pluck it away. Then dishes off to Maillard. Plants continues up line. Plants turns back, gets the signal, and then Richard attacks this near side of the field. The disc is laid into her path, and the catch makes it 11-4 to Queen Kong. Grenoble 2 points away from victory as somebody in the stands is taking the opportunity to get a cheeky power nap. And in these warm conditions, I totally understand. So the ball goes right down the center of the field. Détonnantes trying to move the disc quickly before the defense can get set. There's an opportunity to put this deep, but this is going to sail a little bit as well. Well read by Das Arto. Barranger shooting towards the back corner, and De Palmas just got caught a little bit underneath it. De Palmas might be a little bit frustrated with that. She sets high standards for herself. And the disc is brought in for Queen Kong. Got the open spring available. That's Raymond Dogos. Now Wolf. Tight window throw to Guyot. Everything's clustered underneath. Feels like they need to stretch the field perhaps a little bit. Oh, this one's going to float. Just about gets there ahead of De Palma. Foul called. Checked back in. Now some deep cuts come. High release, backhand dropped by Guyot. It's going to give Détonnantes a short field. De Palma fakes that low flick. Now goes for the inside, searing shot. Slams into the hands of the target, Amélie Chantal. That's 5 for Détonnantes. Still 6 behind though at 11-5. Chantal caught a fair few goals herself this game. One of the chief red zone targets for Détonnantes. And this time, had to get a little bit of venom on this to make sure they could zip it in there. But well weighted in the end. I see our camera crew has found ULTI.TV commentator and is no good coach Steph Rapazzo, showing there why he gave up playing and moved into the booth. That and various injuries. Barranger signals that she's ready to pull. Just brought in by Maillard towards the near sideline. Nice continuation. And clearly a miscommunication there. Bert had no idea that disc was coming up, but the defender was ready to slap it to the turf. I think that was Hélène Bertruzel. Chance for a break, perhaps. Low from Baranger, and Tifarad in front for Eldin. Chance goes begging. Maillard finds that little inside furrow to Delion. Now here's Richard. Just comes out of her hands. I think she's saying that there was contact. Does look like there's a little bit of a slap on the disc, and that maybe kind of means that it's not quite set in her hands. And uncontested foul in the end is the result. Disc checked in. Richard wants the dump. Can't quite find it through to Delion. Détonnantes have generated another turn. De Mortier picks up. Breaks, but is a little bit behind Le Poutre. And Delion wastes no time in bringing the disc back in. Oh, wow. Great fake there to sell the defender. Baranger completely down the wrong line. Is this in the hands once more of Lucille Richard? Richard puts some air under it. Bert's going to have to try and chase this down. Has she got the speed? Of course she does. Close that gap so easily and efficiently. And Queen Kong now within 1 point of victory. We've seen Bert do a lot of damage behind the disc. This time, rather than throwing goals, she's receiving them as it's 12-5. Berthe showing that why she's a pick for the French World Games squad. Thanks to my information mole. Not here, but still obviously on top of all of European Ultimate. Ravi Vasudevan. So Queen Kong 1 point away from victory here. Baranger towards the far sideline. Gets the disc back off Eldin. Now a nice quick give go. Mario has an option deep, finds it just about, gets it to stick in the hands of Julie Goulot. Defender bid, but couldn't quite get there. Agonizingly out of reach for Guyot, but good focus from Goulot to make the catch. So Queen Kong still 1 point away from victory. Détonnantes will try and extend this contest for as long as possible. Coming underneath, Richard dishes off to Maillard. Squeezes that one in there to Zarate. I think you could hear Pertuizel get a slap of the disc, but not enough. Nice up line there. Maillard. Continuation to the end zone for the victory. And they've got it in the hands of Lucille Richard. And Queen Kong will close out Détonnantes 13-6. They raced out to a 5-0 lead, and although Détonnantes strung some nice passages of play together, there was nowhere near the fluency or consistency they would have needed to power the comeback, and Queen Kong eventually tack on a couple more breaks and close it out 13-6. A very strong performance from the women of Grenoble, who will be surely a team to watch deeper into the brackets. And we're seeing that final score once more again here. Maillard and Richard, who had a really good connection all game, linking up once more there for the score. We're going to take a little bit of a break. Our next game starts at 2 o'clock local time, which is in roughly half an hour. We're going back to the Open Division with the men of Monkey, Grenoble, taking on Tsunami, who are from Nemours. But in the meantime, your final score here is Détonnantes 6, Queen Kong 13, and ULTI.TV will see you on the other side.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member
and fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.